What's up guys, it is Kristen from Anime Collective. So today I got in a new statue and I actually got in a big statue shipment from Favorite GK recently, but I wanted to unbox my favorite from the haul for you guys, TNT Studio statue of the Stone Hashira Gyomei Himejima. And I actually got the EX version, so that's the one I'm going to be unboxing for you guys. I collect a lot of statues from a lot of different anime series, but Demon Slayer is one of my favorites to collect. I actually had another from Demon Slayer arrive in my most recent shipment, so stay tuned for that unboxing as well. And if you're looking for more after this video, I also have an unboxing of Magic Cube Muzan right now on the channel. If you guys are familiar with my unboxings, you may notice a little bit of a different format with this one. I decided to switch things up a little bit, so I'm going to be showing you guys the pieces and assembling the statue as we go. But let me know what you guys think of this new format in the comments below. Anywho, let's get into the unboxing. Quick look at the box first, but as you can see, it's quite simple. I'd rather the studio spend all their effort on the statue itself though, rather than the art box, so I don't mind this at all. Everything came packaged well though by TNT, so no breakages to report from shipping. But there was one breakage that occurred while assembling, and I'll show you guys that later on. Now I'm going to give you guys a close look at all of the pieces, and I'll assemble each piece as we go. First up is the base. I'm going to show you guys and assemble the two hands that came separately sculpted first. These add even more to the base because they are sculpted in a way that makes it look as if they are clawing out at you, which is really cool. This has to be one of the most elaborate and beautiful bases I've seen, especially for an unlicensed studio. The level of detail they added on this purple section here, including all of the skeletal pieces and skulls that adorn the bottom of the base, are beautifully done. All of this references a battle that Gyomei has in the manga, by the way, so I really enjoy this concept. The section that Gyomei stands on is sculpted and painted to look like a stone lotus flower, but the main area here has this crater of the moon look to it with all of these circular indents. I think they added this for symbolic meaning because I read that Buddha is sometimes shown seated on a lotus flower. Gyomei recites chants from Shin Buddhism and carries prayer beads with him, so I thought this could be a reference to this. Could be wrong, but let me know what you guys think. Gyomei's body sculpt is up next and is absolutely incredible. Everything about it, from the gentle folds in his pants, to the texturing of his belt, to the shading of his outfit, is all done really well. This pose though is what really got me. He just looks so powerful in this crouched down position. So Gyomei is a gentle giant that's I believe around 7 foot 2 inches tall, so even though he's in 1/6 scale, he's much larger than the other characters I have in this scale. That being said, he definitely should be, but man, I know I've said this before about some other statues, but he looks like he came straight out of the anime. The paintwork is just so vivid and eye-catching. He keys in directly into the base with a rod which securely holds him in place. His hoppi, which is similar to a coat, came separately sculpted and it has 2 notches that key into his shoulders. The only downside to this design is that it's impossible to get this piece on and off without minor scuffing happening to his back, which luckily is always hidden by his hoppi though. Just wanted to be thorough though and mention that. This is one of those pieces that makes this statue look so dynamic. But they added all of the kanji on the cloth as well as the collar, and they also textured it to make it look like it's woven. The only thing I'll say is that it looked more greenish in color in the promotional images, whereas it's actually painted in a yellowish gold color. It's definitely not green or the right color, but it still looks good. Since I got the EX version, mine came with 2 different sets of arms, a set of standard looking arms and a set of arms that have his Demon Slayer mark. But all of the veins they added are absolutely wicked looking, and additions like these just bring him further to life. I'll be displaying him with his Demon Slayer mark arms though, and I really love what they did here with the patterns that look like cracks or fissures in the earth. And they even sculpted them into his arms so they look indented in his skin. The prayer beads in his hands came separately sculpted and have 2 areas that come together in his fist. Normally, I don't think Gyomei would have these in his hand during a battle, but I think they're a cool addition nonetheless with the way they are sculpted to look as if they are moving outwards. It's a seemingly small detail that adds so much to this statue. The number one thing I look for when buying a statue is likeness, and both portraits are spot on. Not only that, but this statue has the best head sculpts I've seen on a Demon Slayer statue so far. So the EX came with 2 head sculpts, one that shows him in his standard appearance and another that shows him with a diagonal and bloody cut across his face. You know I had to have the extra blood-stained head sculpt. Both show him with tears streaming down his face, and the way they achieved his white eyes that have no irises is great as well. The scar on his forehead is even indented into his head and is textured to make it look like real scar tissue. His beaded necklace came attached to both as well. It's movable like a real necklace, which is a unique feature. I was a little worried about this because it can easily move in shipment, but luckily it didn't scuff up the paint. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know what this stone sculpture or man represents. I tried to find it out, but came up with nothing. If you guys know though, please let us know in the comments. but he is shown holding Gyomei's spiked flail and axe, and he has a powerful look to him as well. This next piece made Brad sweat while assembling it. So we test fit everything before we did the video, and this piece scares us, and I'm not sure how well we'd fare a second time around, so I'm just leaving it on for the video. We've seen some others break this piece while assembling, so that made us even more nervous to put it on, but just make sure you have this in the right orientation before you try to key it in. Also, one of the notches doesn't fit in 100% flush like it should, but we didn't want to risk forcing this piece in since it's not all that flexible and it feels extremely brittle. His portrait also came separately sculpted. All of his features look like they were carved out of stone, and the line work you see on him look like they were carved into stone as well. One really cool thing about this head sculpt though is that the earrings are movable. The next piece is the blade of his axe, which came separately sculpted and it keys in through his hand. You can really see the sheen of the metallic paint here, and they added 2 different colors of silver or gray to differentiate the edge of the blade from the rest of it. His hand that holds the spiked flail came detached as well. Since it keys in where his gauntlet is, you don't see any seam lines, which is awesome. The way they painted the gauntlets in particular is nice because they look gold-plated, and the spiked flail looks great too. It's made out of resin, so it isn't sharp, but it looks like it would cause some damage if it were to hit you. Okay, so this last piece is very fragile and finicky, so you have to be really careful with this one. And if it doesn't fit right, you may have the same issue I did. To key this one in, you first weave it into position behind Gyomei in the body of the stone statue, then you attach the one end to the spiked flail and the other to the back of the axe. We unfortunately had an issue with the orientation of our chain though. It seems the insert that keys into the axe in particular wasn't facing in the right direction to fit where it needed to. The spiked flail one fit in perfectly, but the other notch did not. Not sure what happened there, but we barely moved the chain in the orientation it needed to go to fit, and due to the material it is in and the area of stress, it just snapped. Just wanted to note that you cannot put any pressure on this piece at all or it will break. I saw others unboxing and assembling the chain the exact same way, and they didn't seem to have any issues or breakages, so hopefully this is something you guys won't experience and it's just an issue with the chain I got in particular. Issues aside, the way they painted the chain is nice and it really does look like iron. Now that we've taken a look at all of the pieces and it's assembled, here's a showcase of the statue. Demon Slayer has a unique style, and the characters have unique colors and patterns featured in their designs, especially on their outfits, that make them harder to capture in statue form more so than other series, but TNT did a phenomenal job here. While there were 2 pieces that made us sweat while assembling them, this one is the best I've seen in terms of likeness for a Gyomei statue, and it just has such a strong presence and a dynamic look to it. This is definitely my new favorite Demon Slayer statue I have in the collection. And there you have it guys, there's my full unboxing of TNT Studios' Gyomei statue. Since I just had a big shipment come in, more statue unboxings are on the way to the channel soon, so stay tuned. Thanks so much as always for watching, and see you guys next time.